On November 26, 1943, 21 years old Kenneth Duncan worked his night shift at Victorian Machinery Depot as a shipyard worker. After his shift, he slept for an hour and woke up to go with his friend to hunt deer. November 27th, just before dawn they reached their cabin close Shawnigan Lake of British Columbia. Kenneth was new to hunting, but his friend was an experienced 60-years-old outdoorsman who hunted regularly. The two met up with other hunters. The group started their hunt in the morning until afternoon when they shot a deer and came back to rest. The group wanted to go for another hunt that day, but Kenneth told he was too tired since he only had 1 hour of sleep and decided to stay in the cabin while the group went out to hunt. When the hunters returned, Kenneth was nowhere to be found. They fired 3 shots just before dark, and after getting no response, they went to top of a hill around half a mile from their cabin and again fired their guns 12 times. After getting no response, they contacted authorities and massive search was started. It's worth noting that on the day the group hunted, there was heavy fog in the area, and the day after there was heavy rain. There were around hundreds of searchers involved, and they were able to cover a 3-mile radius from the cabin. The search went on for a week without finding any signs of Kenneth. There was a rumor that Kenneth was murdered and his body was in the water. The police dragged the water in hope of finding the body, but they found nothing. The police kept interviewing the hunters and other people, and there was never an evidence that Kenneth was murdered. There was no new information on this case until 3 years later a group of hunters went back to the same area Kenneth went missing and found a military boot with human bones in it. Within 30 yards of the skeleton, they found a .35 caliber Winchester automatic rifle with some clothes. They belonged to Kenneth. The location they found high remains was 1.5 miles from the cabin they were staying at. This area was searched multiple times during the effort. It was determined he died of natural causes. There were no bullets wound on the bones, and there was live bullet in the rifle when they found it. It means he could have fired a shot to notify others if he was able to do so. Why would he go out to the woods when he told the group he didn't want to go out and needed rest? We will never know what really happened to Kenneth Duncan. At the time of this incident, William Hurley was a 24-year-old guy who lived in Boston, Massachusetts. He joined the Navy SEAL after high school and spent most of his career in Florida. When he was on a shore leave, he went to Boston and met his wife Claire Mahoney. They started living together until on October 8, 2009, William woke up at 4:30 a.m. and went to his greenskeeper job at the Weston Country Club in Weston. William had a friend named Brendan who was his co-worker as well. He invited William to watch Boston Bruins hockey game that night at TD Gardens Arena. After the first period, William said he was tired and was going to call his wife to pick him up. When Claire came to pick him up, just 2 blocks away from the arena, she called William to see his exact location. William said 99 Nashua Street. He also said his phone was about to die, and after the phone call his phone died. Claire was less than a minute away from his location. When she pulled up, she couldn't find William. She started calling, but the phone was off. She started driving around looking for him with no avail. Then she parked her car, got out, and started walking around for an hour looking for him with no avail. She went back home and called the authorities that he was missing. The police told her they have to wait 24 hours before they take an official report. The next, she filed an official report and started passing out posters with the help of William's mother. The police put 2 police boats in Charles River to look for the body. They found nothing in the water. They did find William's cell phone smashed in pieces, but they never said where they found it. They interviewed his family, and everybody said this was extremely out of character of him. On October 14th at 2:30 a.m., so about 5 days after William went missing, a police officer was on his patrol on Nashua Street when he saw a body in the river. It was William. The body was recovered 25 feet from shore. William's keys and wallet were on his pockets. The police stated the body was in the water for 2 days. Where was William for the other 3 days, and why he ended up in the river? The police also stated there was no signs of violence on the body, but the cause of death was not released. What happened to William remains a mystery to this day. On June 5, 2015, 20 years old Sukhjit Sagu went to Chilliwack Provincial Park with a couple of friends in Surrey, British Columbia. Once they arrived at the parking lot, Sukhjit started jogging ahead of his friends towards Lindeman Lake, where he was supposed to meet the other friends. When the other friends reached the lake, they couldn't find Sukhjit. They went up and down the trail, but they couldn't find him. At that point, they contacted authorities and reported him as missing. The next day, the search and rescue team came to the area and covered every inch of it. They brought helicopters to the scene, and at 2 p.m., they found Sukhjit's body in a boulder field. He was found on a loose rock incline. It was determined he didn't die from falling down. The location they found the body is very far from the lake he was supposed to meet his friends. He had to go uphill to reach that location. Obviously, he couldn't have died from starvation or the elements since his body was found only 1 day after he went missing. It was a warm summer day. The cause of death was not released to the public. The canine dogs never picked up his scent on the trail, which was mind-boggling to the searchers. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos.